Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. On The Bachelor, Juliana Pasquarosa and Litia Garr both believed Grant Ellis would be their future husband. But it turned out they were both mistaken. Juliana and Grant got engaged in the season finale, but they have since split up. They revealed earlier this month that their engagement had ended and they will be going their separate ways. Litia and Juliana feuded briefly after the performance because Litia claimed Grant was going to propose to her. However, the two appeared to have buried the hatchet. Juliana's latest post criticizing Litia reignited their fight. Continue to watch to see what is going on. Litia Garr arrived to the final rose ceremony thinking she was ready to get engaged. She delivered a lengthy speech on her feelings for Grant. However, she did not receive the expected reaction. Instead of proposing, Grant Ellis rejected her and dumped her. The phrase quickly went viral. Litia Garr decided to profit on this by releasing a new range of goods featuring the phrase. She used social media to publicize the debut of Come On Now trucker hats. The tagline on one of the caps reads, "Gaslight Survivor." Litia revealed after the show that she felt gaslighted by Grant's denial that he had intimated to her that he was going to propose. Juliana has uploaded multiple beach photographs since her split with Grant, as if she is unconcerned about it. In one recent shot, she was wearing a trucker hat with the words "marriage material" on it. Is it a coincidence that Juliana shared a photo wearing a trucker hat with a message around the same time Litia released a collection of trucker hats? Bachelor Nation supporters do not believe in coincidences. They turned to social media to criticize Juliana for undermining Litia. Another fan was unsure about the shade but certain about the fashion decision. Even if this isn't shade, which I'm not sure it is, it's just as tacky as heck to wear, they said. A third fan prophesied that Juliana and Litia's relationship would never be okay. She and Litia are going to be shading each other for the foreseeable future. On The Bachelor, Juliana Pasquarosa and Litia Garr both believed Grant Ellis would be their future husband. From the very first cocktail party, the tension between the two women was palpable. While Juliana approached Grant with subtle charm and confident grace, Litia was all fire and passion, never one to hide her feelings. They both emerged as early favorites, and Bachelor Nation quickly split into Team Juliana and Team Litia. As the season unfolded, their rivalry intensified, not just over Grant, but over their distinct identities on the show. By the time they both reached the final two, no one could have predicted who Grant would choose. Juliana and Grant got engaged in the season finale in a picturesque ceremony overlooking a cliff in Santorini. It was cinematic, sunlight gleaming off the ocean as Grant knelt and slipped a Neil Lane diamond onto her finger. But like many Bachelor endings before, the fantasy didn't translate to real life. Earlier this month, they revealed their engagement had ended, and they would be going their separate ways. The statement was measured and mature, typical PR tone, stressing that they still had love and respect for one another. But it didn't take long for the drama to resurface elsewhere. Just weeks after the breakup, attention pivoted back to Litia Garr. She had arrived at the final rose ceremony with her heart on her sleeve. She delivered a powerful, vulnerable speech about being ready to love someone forever. But instead of hearing Grant say the words she longed for, she watched as he sighed, took her hand, and told her he had chosen someone else. "Come on now," she muttered under her breath, trying to mask the embarrassment. That phrase, raw, real, and cutting, spread across the internet like wildfire. Memes flooded TikTok and Instagram. Some felt it captured her dignity in defeat, others felt it reflected the humiliation of being led on. Litia saw an opportunity. Rather than wallow in rejection, she leaned into it. She trademarked the phrase "Come On Now" and launched a merchandise line centered on empowerment after emotional manipulation. The flagship item? Trucker hats. One read "Gaslight Survivor" in bold font, a nod to her claim that Grant had misled her. Another bore the now iconic "Come On Now," sparking both laughter and solidarity from fans who felt she'd been wronged. She promoted the launch with a TikTok montage set to Beyoncé's "Sorry," and the comments section lit up with support. She wasn't just a Bachelor reject, she was a businesswoman now, and a narrative force to be reckoned with. Meanwhile, Juliana posted beach photos. Alone, glowing, sun-kissed. Her captions were breezy, healing, finding my peace, waves don't lie. But one particular image stirred controversy. She wore a white bikini and a trucker hat that read "marriage material." At first glance, it seemed innocuous. But fans quickly connected the dots. Litia had just launched her trucker hat collection, and now Juliana was posting a photo in a rival slogan hat. The fandom exploded. "Is this shade?" one fan asked under a repost. "She knew what she was doing," another said. The image racked up over 400,000 likes and thousands of comments. It wasn't just about fashion, it was a statement. Some accused Juliana of undermining Litia's brand. Others claimed she was reclaiming her own narrative. She was marriage material, Grant just didn't rise to the occasion, one user wrote. But the debate raged. Was it petty revenge? Coincidence? Competitive marketing? Backstage tea began to spill. Former castmates went on podcasts and hinted that tensions between Litia and Juliana had been building long before the final rose. One contestant claimed that Juliana saw Litia as a threat because of how quickly she bonded with Grant. Another said Litia knew she had it in the bag until the final week. Rumors flew that Grant had told Litia he was going to choose her, privately, off camera. That he'd let her on for drama. That producers had a favorite, and it wasn't Juliana. Juliana clapped back in an Instagram story. "Funny how people love to twist things to stay relevant," she wrote over a boomerang of her sipping iced coffee. "I know my worth. I don't need a trucker hat to tell me that." That post alone earned more press than the show's reunion episode. Things escalated when both women appeared, separately, on Nick Viall's podcast. Litia went first. She was emotional, yet composed. "I'm not bitter," she said. "But I was misled. Grant and I had conversations that were very real, and it felt like I was being set up for a proposal. To be honest, I felt gaslight. That's why I created my brand. I wanted to give a voice to anyone who's been there. I wasn't trying to shade anyone." Juliana came on a week later. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.